Hey, hey, welcome to another episode of Midnight Quest, where tonight we will be continuing our hero's journey to defeat the evil Dreadlord Zargon. Boy, it's been a little while since I've said that intro. We are about to find out what the new objective is for the next few quests. Yes, oh, we've already got so many people in the chat. It's awesome to see. We've got Gohan, 1 and 26, Justin Pollitt is here, You There is here, Dr. Funnut's here. We're all here, and if you are also here and I didn't just call your name, throw something in the chat, like a baseball at full speed, so that I know you're there. We have got some stuff to do tonight, don't we? 126 says, are cookies involved? Oh, I hope so. That sounds amazing. And Dr. Fonda says, fun night for fun nuts. Yes. Oh, there's Cody as well. I'm going to try to sleep finally, but I'll have it pulled up like I always do. As always appreciated, buddy. That's for sure. Can't blame you for going to sleep. I'm sure you got to get to work super, super early. That's for sure. Well, obviously we are starting Book 5 tonight. I suppose I should say that that's obvious to the people who've been here fairly regularly. We are starting Book 5 out of 14 tonight. Excited to see what this book holds. This is another one of the new Avalon Hill exclusive expansions that we are starting tonight that I have heavily modified for several reasons. But we did, for the first time ever tonight, have a pre-stream chat, which you'll see You There was talking about there as well. We're still working out the bugs. We're working out the kinks, trying to get the technology to work in the way that I think it works, and you know how it always goes. Anyway, we're going to try out, and as long as we can get the technology to cooperate, we're going to start doing the character selection and setup in a pre-stream that starts in our Discord at like 11:30-ish. It may not be exactly, we may not be as punctual as the streams are, but that is the plan at the moment. So if you are a Twitch subscriber, then that is a special thing for subscribers only to come in and see the character selection and setup. That happens in our Discord in a private channel. If, by the way, you happen to be watching, you do have a pinned comment there, which is a link into our Discord where there are a ton of just general chats that you can look at. You do not have to be a subscriber to access those. Which I say literally at the moment an ad starts and all of the people who aren't subscribed stop hearing what I'm saying. Naturally. Okay, well, yes, got to get the premium content now. We've got the ads running. Let's take a look at who we've got, and then we will go ahead and start reading. We need to read the book introduction, this is the longest book introduction of the entire series, by the way. This is a full front and back page reading, for sure. We get to talk about the content, exactly. Talking about the content is always the best, isn't it? Let me grab a drink here, too. Okay. This ought to be an interesting night because we have two of the heroes that the chat seems to dislike very much in this quest tonight. Our lead hero is Robert Tylan the Berserker. The powerhouse Berserker hero with the big dumb name. We have Treyas the Wizard, who has a whole lot of spells, but they're all just the basic tier 1 spells. We have Sir Ragnar, rescued in episode 3 and going on quests. It's actually been a little while since we've seen Ragnar, I feel like. And also Paya the monk. Also been a while since we've seen her, I feel like. I might be remembering that wrong, but I feel like it is forever for some reason since we have had Paya on a quest. Yeah, Gohan says, as Bo Burnham said, look, I made you some content, open wide. That's great. Okay, so these are the heroes that we've got on tonight's quest. We've got all of their stuff laid out and figured out. We've got spells, skills, all of the sort of stuff. Whenever they are used, we are going to be reading out what they do. So don't worry about anything as far as not knowing what they've got. If they use it, we'll talk about what it does. 126 says, perhaps my lurking has led to something. I don't know how I got this stuff. Anyhow, are there any pointy-eared ones? Oh, interesting. I also don't recognize any of those, 126. I'm not sure what those are. Pointy-eared ones. Not tonight. Nope, everybody's a human. Everybody's a regular old human tonight. Gohan agrees, feels like it's been a bit since we saw Paya. Yeah, I think so. And 126 says, I don't recognize some of the names. It's been a little while for sure. We don't have anybody new, so everybody that we're seeing here has been here since near the beginning. But it has been a while since we've seen some of them, for sure. Humans have handles. Yeah, very fair. Very fair. Okay, well, let's get our music started and let's get reading this intro text, because that's going to take an extra second for the setup of what we are doing in this. We are introducing an extremely important NPC. So let's get on that. Let me go ahead and get my music started up. We'll switch back to the face cam so that you guys can see my reactions to me screwing up nice, easy, obvious words in real time. Gohan says we have to beat the next ad. Yes, I've got exactly 26 minutes and 30 seconds before an ad starts. Let's hope I can read all this in that time. Okay, so this is Book 5, which is called Spirit Queen's Torment. As I mentioned, this is one of the newer official Avalon Hill expansions that I have modified quite a bit. This part of the introduction is from Mentor. Terrible times are upon us, my friends. Zargon never rests, and the latest machinations of the evil sorcerer may be the most dire yet. An army under Zargon's command attacked us just days ago. It was repelled, but the vile sorcerer leading the attack employed a most unusual and devastating spell. It was dread magic, but it combined elemental fire with what seemed to be lightning. This should not be possible. I have many suspicions and must travel to the site of the battle to learn more. I fear this was but a test of power by Zargon, and the source of this magic is likely found elsewhere. As many of you know, with hard work and study, anyone can master a school of magic such as air, water, earth, or fire. Dedicated and powerful spellcasters can master more than one school or element, but each spell is cast separately from one another, the elements remaining pure. Fragments of records from an ancient lost monastery hint at other possibilities, but with dangerous consequences. Zargon and the evil sorcerer's minions have tried to uncover this information, but any knowledge has been thought lost to time. I wish for you to meet with Sylvana, one of my most accomplished diviners. She senses a connection between today's events and an old friend of hers. Someone under Zargon's command is gaining great and terrible power, and we sense these matters are related. Travel swiftly to her and be prepared for great danger. You shall certainly face it from Zargon's forces. That's page 1. We have another page of text here from Sylvana, who is an elven seer under the employ of Mentor. Heroes, I have troubling news. Sylvana, elven sage and diviner for Mentor, paces back and forth across the tower room where you have gathered. Sylvana walks past the bookshelves covering the walls to the room's large open window. She motions toward the sweeping view of the city beyond. This news may well bring ruin to the realm. Sylvana continues, Lately my divinations reveal the spirits of the dead are restless, and that their secrets are being taken from them. In a dream I saw my dear apprentice Nelath surrounded by motes of elemental power. Nelath had a gift for speaking with spirits, earning her the title of Spirit Talker. Nelath was slain several years ago during the first war with Zargon. She was laid to rest in Wyvern Keep, where she fell battling Zargon's evil forces. The dead possess dangerous knowledge, which we cannot allow to fall into Zargon's hand. You must travel there at once. I must admit this mission is also personal for me. I wish to know if a fate more terrible than death has befallen my apprentice. Take care exploring the ruins of Wyvern Keep, for there are reports of bandits operating in the area. They could be acting as a front for Zargon's forces. I sent a scout to investigate the ruins and ensure Nelath's tomb remains intact, but they never returned. Find my scout, a bard named Sigil, if possible. He may have uncovered more important information. Sylvana eyes each of you. My divinations sense great danger, both for you and the realm. You are capable heroes. I have chosen you for your service to Lortome, Mentor, and our lands. If Nelath's tomb is disturbed, it is vital we learn Zargon's plans and bring them to an end. And there you go. So we don't have quite as clear of a setup maybe as usual, but we do have a clear first objective. We got to go to Wyvern Keep and figure out if Nelath's tomb has been messed with. Yeah, Gohan says, ooh, a bard. Yes, yes indeed. We will be introducing the bard class at some point in this book. That is for sure. Okay, well, that is going to do it for our introduction. So now let's read the much shorter quest text, and we'll get into the game. So this is the very first quest of Book 5. This is called Ruins of Wyvern Keep, Ground Floor. The land around the ruined keep is blackened from magic and siege engines, the outer walls barely standing. As you reach the sundered doors of what was once Wyvern Keep, Sylvana uses the Far Voice spell to speak to you. Take care, for the enemy may have taken pains to make this place appear deserted. The bandits or Zargon's forces could lie in wait or have set traps. Seek the lower levels, for none of the towers still stand. Yeah, that's it. That's all for the reading. It's okay. It's over now. Yes. Lots and lots of intro text. We had the book intro, then we had the quest intro. We should not have a big, long thing like that again until the end of Book 5. And this is one of the longer books again. I think there are 14 quests in this book, if I remember right. So we'll be here in Book 5 for a while, and then we will have several much shorter books until the very end. Okay, let's take a look at where we are starting tonight's quest. It does look like we've got an entrance door all the way at the top of the board up there by that double wide hallway. So let me grab my entrance room and we'll put everybody up on it. Robert Tylan, Treus, Sir Ragnar, and Paya. And we are entering onto that square. And as always, we got to go ahead and populate the hallway there. That's why I didn't put the door all the way up against the map, because there are walls here and here. There we go. Leading us down into this double wide, and also, right off the bat, a couple of doors. Here and here. That's everything we can see right at the moment anyway. By the way, one more important bit of setup that I almost forgot about. I almost forgot to look at this too. Thankfully, Gohan reminded me. We are in level 4 difficulty tonight, which means all monsters have an extra body point and an extra attack dice. Boss monsters are also, they would be with that too, extra body point, extra attack dice. They would have a potion of healing, and they can't be shot at. However, no boss in tonight's quest. So all the monsters we're running into, extra attack dice, extra body point, and that's where we're at. I thought it was Tiaga driving us up into level 4. Apparently we're just there pretty much all the time now. Not necessarily a complaint, but not also what I expected either. So let's get moving. It is Robert Tylan's turn first, and his options are, right off the bat, search for traps, search for secret doors, or head down into the quest. And he really should search for traps. Okay, yes, he is going to do that. All right. That's the card we drew. He is searching the double wide hallway for traps. So this is going to count for the 2 squares in front of the door and all the way down to these 2 squares here. And we have nearly every single one of those squares are trapped. So, spear traps. Spear traps. Spear traps. Pit traps. And pit traps. See why you should always search for traps? Hopefully this means this book is going to go a little bit better, because right off the bat they are defeating the prophecy of Gohan. Mentioning that they actually find something when they search for traps, which is kind of odd. I'm also realizing that I forgot to get their character cards. Let me take care of that real quick. If there's one thing I am guaranteed to do, it is forget a bunch of stuff. That's my specialty. Where is Robert? There he is. Robert, Treus, Ragnar, Paya. That is our turn order. There we go. All right, second action for Robert. Now that he has searched for traps, his options are search for secret doors or move out into the hallway. He doesn't have the action to disarm any of those, so moving is kind of pointless, honestly. But that is indeed what he's going to do. We're not even going to roll him, because honestly, it would be foolish to step on the trap. So that's what we're doing. Okay, Treyas could also search for secret doors, or we could just start him trying to disarm traps. Honestly, that's probably the better option of the two, but we'll see which one he wants to do. Secret doors or move. He is indeed going to do the secret door search. There are no secret doors in this hallway at all, so I suppose with his second action, we'll just move him onto the other unoccupied space up there at the top, and then starting with Ragnar, we're going to start trying to get rid of these traps. So, which door is Ragnar headed for? He is going to head for the door leading right. So we'll have him exit out there by Treyas. 1, 2, 3. And we're going to attempt to have him jump this trap. So he is not trying to disarm the spear trap, he is trying to jump over it. If he gets a shield of either color, he's good, he has successfully jumped it. And he has actually successfully jumped over that spear trap and onto the pit trap. Now the spear traps disappear once they've been sprung, whether they hit somebody or not. So the spear trap is gone. Now that Ragnar has landed on that pit trap, he is going to attempt to disarm that pit trap. Again, he just needs a shield of either color to be successful. Okay, well, we can't ask for 2 successful rolls in a row, you know. Ragnar trips, unfortunately, probably because he was more focused on jumping over that spear than disarming anything, falls into that pit, and drops down to 11 body points. All right, that's going to take us to Paya, and I assume we're going to want to send her for the same door Ragnar was going for. She can't jump that spear trap unless she's continuing on past it, though. So let's see if we can get her to disarm the spear trap that's there in front of Ragnar, as long as she's got enough movement. 1, nope, unfortunately that is not going to work. 1, 2, and 3. And that's all she's got. Now she's got some monk skills that she could use, but none of them are going to get rid of a bunch of traps in this area, so I suppose we'll call that the hero's turn. No monsters on the board, that means we are right back to Robert. Let's see if Robert can get to that spear trap that's right in front of Ragnar. Yeah, that should be plenty. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Robert attempts to disarm the spear trap and is successful. Very nice. Now let's go ahead and open that door. He won't be able to do anything with whatever's in there, but at least we'll kind of know what's in there. In this room, there is no further doors. There is a weapons rack along the top of the wall. There is also 3 skeletons and a skeleton archer. Oh good, we got painted skeletons. I knew we were coming up to those drawers at some point. 3 skeletons, as well as a skeleton archer. Unfortunately, the archer not painted yet. Let's get ourselves a little bit of a better view since these guys look so good. There we go. My camera here is looking awfully red tonight. I wonder what the deal is with that. Weird. Okay, like I said, Robert can't do anything else about what he's looking at right now, but at least we know what's in that room, generally speaking. It is now Treyas' turn, and we need to determine if he is headed into the room we just opened, or if he is instead going to go for this spear trap for the sake of opening that room. Okay, he is going to go into the room that Robert just opened. 1, 2, 3, 4. Luckily, that particular square is not trapped. Treyas, are we searching for traps or are we attacking a monster? He is attacking. What's his deal? Okay, he attacks better at long range, so even though he's directly next to one of those skeletons, I think let's have him shoot at one of the other ones. Any of those are going to be open for debate. Looks like he is going to shoot at this guy down here. Atreus fires a blast of energy from his redwood wand, hitting that skeleton with a 2. The skeleton does not block either attack, meaning that it is destroyed. Okay, Ragnar can go ahead and just pull himself up out of that pit. However, Paya also has to get over it. So I guess we'll card this. Just exactly how selfish is Ragnar? Is he going to continue to try to get rid of that pit trap so that Paya doesn't have to step in it? Or is he leaving it to be her problem? He is going to continue to try and disarm it. Okay, Ragnar makes a second attempt at disarming the pit trap. And unfortunately, he is unsuccessful again, falling into the pit again, dropping him to 10 body points. Poor Ragnar, he's trying to be a nice guy, and it's just not working out for him. If there's any positive, that does mean that Paya can jump over his head and not worry about the trap, and then he doesn't have to try again. After that, he can just crawl out of it. I do think we're going to send her off to the other door, though. 1, 2, and 3. She is going to attempt to disarm that spear trap. And she is unsuccessful. Now, the spear trap does still disappear, but as the spear fires, it hits her, dropping her to 12 body points. All right, let's go ahead and open up the door into the blue room as well and see what we've got going on in there. Again, no further doors. In this room, there are 2 more skeletons. There we go, we got a skeleton here. Skeleton here. There is also another skeleton archer. Oops. Well, I'm messing my drawers all up. And also, there is an archer mercenary in this room. We're going to start seeing mercenaries a little bit more commonly in at least the first few quests of this book. Which will be nice. Kind of a nice change of pace now that we're 5 books in to be seeing a new kind of monster that we haven't really seen before. Okay, unfortunately, Paya moved and tried to disarm that trap, so she can't do anything else, but we know what's in that room. Okay, it is the monster's turn, and it looks like Atreus is a little bit screwed, and then somebody's going to go up and hit Paya, too. So first off, the skeleton behind Atreus swings its scythe, hitting him with a critical hit of 3. Oof. He only blocks 1. Now, Atreus recently maxed out his constitution, so he has 15 total body points, which is the max for any hero. So even though he just got hit with 2, he's still up at 13 body points total. That's what he's been doing instead of getting any of the fancier magic, is building up body points, apparently. Another skeleton approaches, swinging its scythe, hitting him with a 1, which he blocks just barely. And finally, the skeleton archer also shoots an arrow at him, hitting him with a 2, and he only blocks 1, dropping him to 12 body points. Yes, Dr. Funnut says he is thick. Yeah, that's for sure. Not for long if he keeps running into rooms and getting hit by 3 monsters all at once. Okay, Paya is also going to get hit by 3 monsters, which is kind of ridiculous. The first monster is going to be this skeleton right here. 1, 2, 3. Swinging its scythe at her and missing. Now, she's got ridiculous defense, so honestly, she shouldn't get hit that bad. But now that I've said that, I've jinxed her. Next, the archer mercenary is also going to fire at her. And let me look at stats here because it's been a long time. Oh yeah, under level 4 difficulty, those guys are no joke. The archer mercenary fires an arrow and hits her with a 2, which she blocks. That was a good block there. And the skeleton archer also fires at her, although I think we're going to adjust that archer's line of sight just ever so slightly. The skeleton hits her with a 2, and she only blocked 1, dropping her to 11 body points. Just in case you were worried that 6 defense dice is way too much, you underestimate the badness of my rolls. Okay, that is going to take us back to the heroes, which means it is time for Robert Tylan. Now, Robert Tylan is a berserker, and that class of hero cannot take long-range weapons, which means he must charge into the room if he intends to attack anyone. However, is he worried about traps? He is not likely to be worried about traps. So low card, he's searching for traps. Medium card or high card, he is running into the room. And look at that, he got a low card. So it looks like he's searching for traps first. Excuse me, there are no traps in that room. So now he can go ahead and run in there. 1, 2, 3, and let's just get close range up on this archer. He can't attack it on this turn, but he is up in that guy's face anyway. It is now Atreus' turn, and he is completely surrounded. Now, he does attack better at long range, so I think first off we need to move him here. This gives him equal attack power over any of the 3 monsters in that room, and we are... Okay, this isn't... I kind of wish this isn't what he was going to do, but he's going to fire at the archer. Sending a blast of magic from his wand. Okay, he misses. Well, that's what I get for saying that I wish he was going to do something else. Gohan says, not as bad as Justin. True. Very true. I think the short that we uploaded today was from the episode where Justin was here a few days ago, and he was getting nice rolls with his lucky dice that he brought, and then Shamrock redeemed the dice swap and made him change them. Absolutely classic moment. Okay, well, unfortunately, Atreus was totally useless. He moved and then missed, so it is now time for Ragnar. So Ragnar's still in the pit, but now that he doesn't need to get rid of it for somebody else, he can totally just crawl out of there and move. Now, I imagine he's going to help somebody, but he's definitely not helping much. I think based on the 2 roll, I think he's going to go in here just because he does attack better at close range. So I was going to draw a dice to see if he was going to help, fire at one of these or help Paya, but since he rolled so bad and since he attacks better at close range, I think we'll just do this. Now, which skeleton is he going after? The one he's facing already. Swinging his battle axe, he hits that skeleton with a 2. The skeleton does not block either hit and is destroyed. All right, and that is going to take us over to Paya the Monk, who is face to face with the skeleton there. She throws a fist at the skeleton. There we go. Hitting it with a 2. And the skeleton again does not defend, meaning it is destroyed. With her other action, is she going to search that room for anything, or is she charging in there at some of those, any of those monsters? She is indeed going to search the room for traps before she rushes in, and there are no traps in there. Okay, monster's turn. We have got a little bit of a confusing monster's turn. Let's take care of Paya first because that's easier. This skeleton approaches her and swings its scythe. Excuse me, hitting her with a 1. Which she doesn't block. Dropping her to 10 body points. Come on, dice now. That's 6 defense dice and not a single white shield. But you guys know that if we rolled 6 for attack, we wouldn't get 4 skulls. It's funny how that works. How does the dice know? Nextly, the skeleton archer shoots an arrow at her, hitting her with a 1, which she blocks. It's a little bit better. And the archer mercenary shoots at her, hitting her with a 3. Ah, there's an item swap. All right. She blocks 2 of those 3 and takes 1 more damage, dropping her to 9 body points. Okay, let's take care of that, but just in case I forget, we are still in the middle of the monster's turn. So guys, don't let me forget that if I come back and do that wrong. Ragnar cannot be the initial target. He does not have any items, but anybody else can. So we'll use the suits of the card, but if we draw clubs, we're going to redraw. Who is losing an item? Spade. So that is Paya. Now Paya only has 1 item. She has a potion of rejuvenation. So that potion of rejuvenation is getting swapped over to somebody else. And again, we'll use the suits, and if this is spades, we'll redraw, so this does have to go to somebody else. Diamonds, this potion of rejuvenation is getting sent to Treyas. Very nice, very nice. Erase that on her chart and put it on his instead. Potion of rejuvenation on Treyas. Absolutely. So Paya's probably like, well, I'm getting hit, but at least I've got this healing Where did I put that potion? Okay, rest of the monster's turn. First off, we've got a skeleton up here that's going to attack Ragnar. Let's go ahead and take care of that, because that's pretty straightforward. It's already adjacent. It swings its scythe and hits him with a 1. What's his defense? Is it 3? Yes, it is. Boy, we need to get him better defense. Okay, and he doesn't block. There was a white shield there, but it got knocked over. Knocking Ragnar down to 9 body points. Yeah, exactly. You there says, and then there were 2 with nothing. That's very true. Treyas has got a lot of stuff, actually. Robert's still running fairly light. Treyas has got a decent amount of stuff. Okie dokie, and then the skeleton archer either needs to stay where he is and shoot at Treyas, or move to shoot at Robert Tylan. I guess we could have him target Ragnar too, to be fair, but it makes a little more sense to hit some of the other heroes in that room. So yeah, we'll go with either Treyas or Robert here, and it is going to shoot at Treyas. So we'll just leave it where it's already standing, and it will shoot right there at the wizard, firing an arrow and hitting him with a 2. And he blocks it. Genuinely didn't expect that. All right, we're right back up to the front of the team. It is Robert Tylan's turn, and he is going to make an attempt at killing that archer, swinging his battle axe. Oop, there we go. I had a dice stuck in the tower there for a second. Hitting the skeleton with a 3, which the skeleton does not block. Definitely dead. There we go. Okay, Robert, are we searching for secret doors or moving up to that other skeleton? He is going to search this room for secret doors, and there are none. Okay, that leaves us with Treyas. Now he might as well shoot at this other skeleton that's right here, and then hopefully Ragnar will be able to go help Paya. Or rather, Ragnar's more likely to kill that skeleton. I've changed my mind. Let's send Treyas out into the hallway. We don't need to roll for that. And let's have him shoot at that skeleton in front of Paya. Firing a blast of energy with his wand, he hits that skeleton with a critical hit of 3. The skeleton does not block any of those skulls. The skeletons aren't blocking at all tonight. Destroyed. Ragnar then is left to fight this skeleton here. Now he shouldn't have any problem with this. He's got a lot of attack here. Swinging his battle axe, he hits that skeleton with a 3. The skeleton blocks 1, but still takes 2 points of damage, which means it is destroyed. Oh, that's a total reset for our skeleton drawers, too. Okay, second action. Yeah, Ragnar can go ahead and search for treasure in this room as well. And we do have a special note here. The weapons on this rack are rusted and broken. So, unfortunately, that is equivalent to he found nothing useful. That takes us over to Paya. Now she does know that there are no traps in that room. She attacks much, much harder at close range. So let's try to get her to that archer mercenary. The archer mercenary is definitely the bigger threat. All right, Paya throws a punch at the mercenary, hitting it with a 3. Okay, these guys are 4 attack, 3 defense, 3 body points under our current difficulty level. So this guy is dead if he doesn't defend anything. And he doesn't. Archer Mercenary is dead. And that's going to take us to the monster's turn, which is much more interesting this time, being that it's literally only one monster. This skeleton could either shoot at Treyas in the hallway or Paya basically right next to it. And it is going for Paya. Kind of makes sense. Paya just killed a whole bunch of the people in the room here. The skeleton fires an arrow at Paya. hitting her with a 1, which she blocks. All right. Right on back to the hero's turn, and I think we're going to go ahead and split the party, Robert and Ragnar, and then Treyas and Paya, since that's kind of how they've naturally split themselves, and we don't need all 4 heroes for a single skeleton. This room's all searched out, so let's get Robert headed down the hallway. We'll try and get him over that pit trap, and then headed down kind of to the right here. All right, Robert, what are we getting on the roll here? That's not too bad. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold on. Tiny pet peeve, the minis aren't facing the right direction. All right, he attempts to disarm the pit trap, and unfortunately is unsuccessful, tripping and falling into the pit, dropping him down to 13 body points. Boy, Robert has also been building that constitution, hasn't he? Yeah, he has almost maxed it out. All right, that's going to take us to Treyas, who's going to head towards the blue room to try and finish off that skeleton archer. We'll just move him up 1, and he sends a blast of energy at the skeleton, hitting it with a 2, and the skeleton doesn't block anything. Destroyed. That was a pretty good showing of this particular group of 4 heroes for the first quest there. First set of monsters taken out with not too big of a problem, although everybody has sustained some damage. A lot of it's from traps instead of from monsters, though, which is kind of sad. Ragnar. Off you go, then. 1, 2, 3. Let's just have him attempt to jump over the spear trap. Unfortunately, he is unsuccessful, and as the spear fires, it grazes him, hitting him worth 1 body point of damage and stopping his movement. This drops him to 8 body points. Now that does require him to stop his movement, but he can take his second action. He is now standing adjacent to the hallway surrounding the central room, which means he can search it for either traps or secret doors, and he is going for secret doors in this case. So let's go ahead and lift up. I'm going to put some walls down just so that we can properly define the area that we are searching. I usually do the entire hallway surrounding the central room. Looks like we can do that in this case. That should be all of the walls we need. So this whole hallway all the way around, there are no secret doors. I am going to go ahead and put a regular door right here, because I'm going to say he could probably see that from where he's at. All right, that takes us over to Paya, the monk, who is still up here in this blue room. There are a couple of searches that she ought to do, and we might as well have her do both of them since she's in there. She is going to start with treasure. Nothing special here, so let's see what she finds. She has found a potion of warmth. Now, this is something that's going to be much more handy in the Frozen Horror book, which I believe is book 8. But it does heal 1 single body point. If she gets into an emergency situation, it's better than nothing, so we'll have her keep it for now. We can sell that for 75 coins at the end of the quest if we want to. The other thing she's going to search before she leaves is secret doors, and there are none in the blue room. No monsters on the board, so we are back to Robert, and there's really not a huge amount of reason to continue trying to disarm that trap. So let's go ahead and just have him crawl out of it. 1, 2. Now, how worried about traps is he? Is he stopping to search for traps? No, he is not. 3, 4, 5, and 6. So he's walking down this way. There is some stuff he can see now that he's around that corner. There is a door right here, as well as an ocean skeleton. We may have only ever seen 1 ocean skeleton before. Now, this is just a regular skeleton mini. These guys haven't been painted yet. But as always, ocean monsters are very fast, but they have a little bit less attack. So you'll often find them in hallways where we can utilize their speed to kind of rush at heroes. And that is just about perfect in this case because Robert doesn't have any long range, so he can't shoot at that guy. Robert does have another action left, however, and the only thing we need to do in this hallway is search for traps, so I guess we might as well do that. I know, you there says unpainted minis. I know. She's working as fast as she can. The horror. Yes. Yes. Someday all of this will be painted and then she will be left wondering what to do next. Which means, you know, there's only one answer to, darn, all of my stuff's painted, what do we do now? We gotta buy more Hero Quest. Oh darn, not more Hero Quest. If there's two things in this world I can't stand having a lot of, it's Hero Quest and guitars. Just, can't handle it. Okay, so let's have Robert spend his other action searching this hallway for traps. So this is going to cover the hallway surrounding the central room. So all the way around the central room here, we've got two traps. We've got a pit trap right in front of Robert that he got real lucky that he didn't step on. And then over on the other side of the hallway, there is a spear trap right here. I'm actually really looking forward to seeing some of the ocean undead monsters. I think that color palette's going to be really neat. You there says, but wait, you could always get more Hero Quest. Oh, you know, that's a good idea. Always get more Hero Quest. I'm definitely planning on getting another Wizards of Morcar when they're not quite so hard to get a hold of. That is one of the only... No, that is the only expansion that I don't have at least two of. I was lucky to get the one, so I've been kind of waiting on buying another one because they're still hard to get a hold of. And also, you know, they cost money. Okay, that's going to take us up to Treyas the Wizard, I do believe, and there is nothing more that needs to be done up there, so let's see if he has any better luck getting rid of that pit trap behind Ragnar than Robert did. 1, 2. Does he successfully disarm the pit trap? No, unfortunately, this pit trap is going to be the death of our heroes. Treyas trips, falling into the pit trap, dropping him down to 11 body points. Oh. You there says they're easy to get a hold of, though. My figs had 2 in stock last I checked. Really? Oh, that's neat, because there are still people here in the States that are complaining about not having gotten theirs yet from their initial order of it. Wild. Gohan says, money in this economy? Yeah, that's no kidding. I heard rumors today of gas jumping up to $4.50 a gallon in our area. Right now it's at like $3.60 something. But apparently, I think maybe where Cody lives, which is about half an hour away from here, I heard anyway that it's $4.50 there, and it's headed our way. Ugh. And Gohan says, blame Buc-ee's. Yeah, yeah. Yes, indeed. For anybody watching, if you've been seeing the nonsense about Buc-ee's suing a place called Beaver's Mini Mart in Dayton, Ohio, that is extremely close to where I live. I don't know how or why, but do it. I will. I will indeed. It's Buc-ee's fault that gas is high and I don't have enough money for another Wizards of Morcar. Stupid Buc-ee's. And cue the ad for Buc-ee's. It's right? Oh no, we got another 18 minutes before an ad. You there says, you mean to tell me this is the only game that it's easier to get in New Zealand than in America? Apparently. Now, excuse me, now you can find pretty much all of the other Hero Quest stuff pretty easy, but apparently Wizards of Morcar is still kind of hard to get. I need to check, we've got a game store that's about 40 minutes north of us that carries this stuff physically in stock. I wonder if they've got one, because I would totally buy one if they had one. But I'm not sure what they got. It's been a little while since I've been in there. There aren't any stores in the town I live in that carry this stuff. We had a GameStop for a second that did. You'd find a core set in the GameStop every once in a while, but it went out. The GameStop went out maybe a year ago. Oh, crud, what were we doing? Oh yeah, Treyas just fell into a trap. Dummy. Okay, that means it's Ragnar's turn, and Ragnar is headed down the same way that Robert is, so if Ragnar's got enough rolls, we'll see if we can get him in that pit trap. 1, 2, 3, 4, guess not. Excuse me. Gohan says, ew, GameStop, yeah. It was like the only place around here that had that stuff, though, so it was nice for that. If you didn't want to go get your stuff from Walmart, GameStop was the other option, but now it's only Walmart. You there says the key is to have people working in the store that like the game. Yes. Yes, that is a very, very good point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, just enough. Okay. I think the people that work up there in that Salina store like HeroQuest. I mean, every time I've been in there, they've had some in stock, and not just a little, you know, like several expansions worth. So somebody in there must like it. Ragnar is at exactly the right amount of spaces to shoot at that ocean skeleton, so let's go ahead and do that. Ragnar puts an arrow into his crossbow and fires at the ocean skeleton, hitting it with a 1. The skeleton does not defend, but it is also not destroyed. We have a gaming store here in Greenville, but it is... it's good and everything, but it's very D&D focused. And I think, if I had to guess, and I've only been in there a few times, so this may be an unfair guess, and I would be willing to be proven wrong. They seem more interested in playing D&D and hosting events than selling stuff that much. Again, not a knock or a critique on them at all, because they are thriving, and if that sort of thing is thriving in this area, great. But I brought HeroQuest up to them one time, and they all kind of seemed like, huh? What do you mean? What are you talking about? I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of the entrance room. Events are good, yes, and they do seem to be hosting events of D&D-esque stuff fairly commonly, or at least that is my understanding. And they've been there for maybe 2 years now, which means they must be doing enough business to stay there, because they're on the main drag of the town too, which means not cheap rent. I just wish there were like HeroQuest events, right? If there were enough people in this area interested, that would be interesting, that's for sure. Okay, that's gonna take us up to Paya up there in the blue room. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So she's jumped over Treyas's head rather than trying to get in that other pit trap. She can now see around the corner down this direction. So we can see that this part of this hallway is open. She has also revealed another monster in the hallway, which is an archer mercenary sitting right there. Oh, good. We got one of the alternate sculpts of the archer mercenary here. I don't even remember which expansion this came out of, but I like this... oops, I'm showing the wrong camera. I like this archer sculpt. I like that one better than the gray, kind of hunched over and sat down guy. Okay, unfortunately, Paya cannot do anything else. All of the searching has been done. She can't see this archer well enough to shoot at it or anything like that, so her turn is over, and it is now the monster's turn, and we've got a couple of monsters that are headed up. So first off, this ocean skeleton is running up here to attack Robert. The ocean skeleton swings its scythe, but misses. That's unfortunate. Poor guy. The archer mercenary also can't see Paya unless it walks up there, or I think that miniature is a female, so unless she walks up there. So let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we won't get super close, but she can shoot from there. The archer fires, hitting Paya with a 3. She blocks 2 of them, taking the other damage and dropping her to 8 body points. I think there are some people in this area that would be interested in HeroQuest. It's hard to say. When I brought it up to the people from that store, they all kind of seemed like Oh, well, D&D's cooler than that, was the impression I got. None of them were that, like, forward or rude about it, but they kind of seemed like, oh, well, we do D&D for real. You know, that was kind of the that was kind of the vibe I got. So I'm not sure if they would like this or if they would think it's too lame. Too restrictive. You can't just do whatever you want in HeroQuest. All right, let's go for Robert. Swinging at the skeleton, swinging his battle axe, and hitting that skeleton with a 3. And because the skeleton is already damaged from Ragnar shooting at it, that is a skilled strike, and that skeleton is super dead. Goodbye, Ocean Skeleton. Until the next time. With Robert's second action, I suppose we should have him try to jump the pit trap. He can't disarm it, but he can try to jump over it. Yeah, he doesn't have anything that's going to help him with this. And he's either giving up his second action or trying to jump this trap. So I guess let's do it. Why not? There we go. 1. If he gets a a shield of either color, he's good to go here. Yes, indeed. 2, 3, and 4. So he has successfully jumped over that pit trap and got himself to the door into this blue and black room. No further things to add down here at the bottom of the hallway, by the way. So let's go ahead and open the door into the blue and black room and see what we're looking at in there. An alchemy bench. I really should have grabbed that one that Savannah painted. I didn't think about it, and I'm trapped in here. She should have that sealed after tomorrow night's painting stream, and then that will officially enter the rotation. In this room, we've got 2 zombies, a mummy, and another archer mercenary. Two zombies. Oh, that guy goes there. A mummy. And another archer mercenary. We got the regular squatty gray guy this time. Oh, no, we don't. I saw gray and I just assumed. I think that's the same mini that we've got up over there, only that one is purple. So this must be the Wizards of Morcar version then. Because I think the Wizards of Morcar had 3 of the same mini, but they were different colors. You there says, the only way D&D is better is the whole role-playing aspect, but it's got one of the worst mechanics for role-playing. Oh yeah, see, I've never actually done regular D&D before. So I'm unfamiliar with the comparisons beyond knowing that HeroQuest was designed to be a simpler version of it that the family could get into without needing to read, you know, several books worth of rules and mechanics and stuff like that. So I have virtually no frame of reference. Okay, Robert does not have the action to do anything about what's going on in this room, so let's head back up here to Treyas the Wizard, who can get up out of that pit trap and head down there to help Paya out with that mercenary. Or he'll move real slowly. 1, 2, 3. And then he's just going to hang out right there. Now, I'll tell you what. Being that I would really like him to do something else with his second action, he can't shoot at the mercenary. There's no more searching to be done. He has some healing spells. I see I marked one of his damage. I marked part of his damage wrong. And since Paya really doesn't have much in the way of healing other than that potion of warmth, let's just go ahead and have him cast one of his healing spells on her. He's got a lot of spells. He needs to use them up. Okay, Water of Healing is going to heal Paya 4 points of damage. And she's not low or anything, but 1, 2, 3, and 4 puts her back up to 12. She's not low or anything, but now that she doesn't have that rejuvenation potion kind of as insurance, no reason not to use up the resources that are quest specific anyway. Gohan says, I too choose slowly. Yes. Gosh, I feel that. The older I get, the slower I get. That's going to take us over to Ragnar, who is now finding himself in need of also jumping over that pit trap. And let's not bother trying to disarm it. Let's try to jump it. So 1, 2. He is successful. 3 and 4. And I'd say he has line of sight to this zombie right here. So let's let him go ahead and attempt to shoot at that zombie, putting an arrow in his crossbow and firing, hitting the zombie with a 2. It doesn't block either one, so that zombie is actually dead. Oops. Okay, and finally we have Paya the Monk. Let's go ahead and get our other camera focused on the other team here. There we go. And Paya is going to move so that she is close range to this archer. And she throws a punch, hitting the archer with a 1. Well, that's not how you kill it. I bet this archer is going to block. No, okay, well, still not dead. Took the damage, but not dead. Oh no, poor zombie. Yeah. Yes, he was just back there minding his own business. He didn't even know that anything was going on. Okay, for the monster's turn, the archer is going to pull an old Tiaga and back up one to shoot because the archer mercenaries, while they can attack close range, they have much, much better attack at long range. So shooting an arrow at Paya, the archer hits her with only 1, which she blocks. And then over here, we've got at least one of these monsters. One of the undead is going to come up and attack Robert, and the archer can shoot him as well. It is going to be the zombie coming forward first. The zombie swings its cleaver at Robert, hitting him with a 1, which he blocks. Oh, and you know what? He's actually supposed to have 4 dice. Yeah, either way, he blocked that hit. I forgot Robert's got Mithril Mail because he is like the only hero we have in our ranks that has access to the Tier 2 armory. I would really love to get Ragnar and Sir Rowan up to the Tier 2 armory too. They need more defense. 3 defense dice sucks. For a knight, 3 defense dice is awful. Okay, and then as mentioned, the archer mercenary that is down here in the corner can also shoot at Robert, firing an arrow and hitting him with a 3. And he doesn't block a single one, dropping him to 10 body points. Ouch. Well, there's the revenge for the zombie kill. That was a hard hit. Okay, that is back to the hero's turn, so we are right back to Robert there, swinging his battle axe at the zombie in front of him and missing entirely. Okay, have the dice turned against the heroes? What's going on with that? That's wild. With his second action, he is going to search this room either for traps or secret doors. He's going for traps, and there are no traps in that room. All right, that's going to take us over to the other team here, and Treyas is still in a little bit of an awkward position thanks to the fact that he attacks better at long range, but he cannot see the archer mercenary from there. But if we move him up here, not only is his close range attack garbage, but that's also going to force Paya to do a long range attack, and her long range is garbage. So in a weird twist, it actually kind of seems like the better option is staying there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so he has a Veil of Mist, which would allow him to move through the archer mercenary, but he doesn't have there. 2 attacks is better than 1. That is a fair point. They're just both pretty bad. All right. We'll go for it. Now, Treyas has been building his combat just a little bit. He no longer has a close range weapon, so this is a punch right here. Treyas throws a fist at the archer mercenary. Okay, you know what? Hits her with a critical hit of 2, and if she doesn't defend anything, she's actually dead. Treyas, you absolute menace. He just rounded the corner and beat this girl to death. He didn't even have a weapon. He just beat her to death. Good lord. You think you know a guy. Turns out Treyas has a thing against humans, I guess. Gohan says, what about them dice turning? Yeah, no, I guess not. Wow, didn't see that coming. Geez, okay. I don't even know how to react properly to this. I didn't see that coming one bit. Okay, we are now at Ragnar, who needs to shoot at this zombie. Too bad that Robert didn't get rid of this guy, but hopefully Ragnar can turn it around. Ragnar shoots an arrow from his crossbow, hitting that zombie with a 1. Definitely not going to kill it. It doesn't block, so damaged but not destroyed. Gohan says neither did that enemy, yeah. Uther says they never turned, they're just doing what I need them to prove my points. There you go. Gohan says it was just chilling, then bam. This archer's like, I'm just gonna shoot at this monk chick that's coming down. Little did she know, this very angry dude with apparently some deeply repressed issues rounds the corner and just punches her so hard in the face that she dies. Wow. Okay, well, back up here, I'm almost tempted to skip Paya's turn just so because she's also got to be like, what? Now I want her to go in that green room, but we do kind of have an issue with Treyas standing directly in the doorway, which means if she's going to open the door, she has to walk into the room. But I'd hate for her to just pass the room by, which is the other option. So I think we're gonna do it. So knowing that she is headed to this space, we'll go ahead and open the door and populate the room. In this room, there is a bookshelf, a chest, You there says, I like to think it was a gentle shoulder tap. Yeah, that's probably what it was, yeah. And Gohan says, but what does she want to do? Oh, geez. Okay, we've got in this room an ocean skeleton, an ocean zombie, a regular zombie, an archer mercenary, and a swordsman mercenary. Wow, so 5 monsters, and they're all different. Okay. Have we got it? Yeah, that's right. Okay. So, ocean skeleton. So again, a little less attack, but very fast in the back of the room. We've also got an ocean zombie. I literally don't think we've even ever opened these drawers. Oh yes, we have. Somebody must have drawn one for a wandering monster at some point. And we'll use the Milton Bradley for the ocean zombie. That is this one. A regular zombie. We'll make sure we get a Milton Bradley zombie for this, just so we can tell them apart since they're not painted yet. Right? Yes. Another archer mercenary. Ooh, nice. We're getting yet another different sculpt of the archer mercenary. This one here is another nice one. And a swordsman mercenary. Now, we have seen a swordsman mercenary once before. If you guys remember, near the end of the last book, we had a swordsman mercenary named Gar that actually was scouting Zargon's army and ended up helping the heroes for several turns. This swordsman mercenary is not gonna be a turncoat. He's just a bad guy. Okay, so 1, 2... Paya, are we searching for traps or attacking one of these monsters? She is attacking one of the monsters, and honestly, I'm just not really willing to let her use her long range because her long range sucks. Her close range is really good. So despite the fact that it is a risk, we're going to go up here and we're going to go ahead and attack. How many did she roll? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know what? In actuality, I think we're going to do this. We're going to walk her forward, because that swordsman mercenary is definitely the biggest threat in this room. I think she is going to use her Strength of the Mountain skill. Now, this is the element of Earth. She has 2 cards that are to do with the element of Earth. If she uses either of these skills, it uses up both. Strength of the Mountain allows her to roll 2 additional attack dice on an unarmed attack. Using this element does not count as an action. Now, the attack counts as an action. Using the element does not, just to clarify there. So this is a very powerful punch on the Swordsman Mercenary, in which she scores 4 skulls. Let me look at some stats here on this guy, just because I forget. I'm pretty sure he's got the same defense as a gargoyle, so he's got pretty good chance of blocking some of this. Where is he? There he is. 5 attack, 5 defense dice, 3 body points under our current difficulty. 5 attack, 5 defense dice, 3 body points. So he's definitely got to get some defense here, or he is going to die. She hits him with 4. He only blocks 1, still taking 3 body points of damage and dying. Excuse me. Okay, that is, however, going to take us to the monster's turn, and we're already pointing at this room. There is a whole bunch of stuff for us to do. Johan says, just regular dead. Yes, yep, this is true. Well, let's get an ocean zombie over here to tray us. This ocean zombie swings its cleaver at the wizard, hitting him with a 1, which he blocks just barely. And unfortunately, Paya can kind of get surrounded here. So this is the regular zombie right here, swinging its sword and hitting Paya with a 2, which she blocks, but just barely. We've got the ocean skeleton also attacking her, swinging its scythe and hitting her with a critical hit of 2, which she blocks. And the archer mercenary can actually either hit her, or we could move it into a place that it could see Treyas. Either way, let's move this archer mercenary, because from this position it could attack either one of them. Who's it going for? It is going for Paya. Okay, the archer mercenary fires an arrow at Paya, hitting her with a 1, which she blocks. Paya is definitely a tank. Being a monk and the fact that she has built a whole bunch of combat skill set. There you go. Oh yes, I love the skeleton emote. Love it. Okay, over in the other front, we also have a zombie attacking Robert Tylan. Now this is a regular zombie, but swinging its cleaver, I'm throwing my dice. It hits him with a 2, which he blocks, surprisingly. I really didn't think he was gonna. Those are the last 2 dice that fell out of the tower there. Okay, can he clear the way? Robert Tylan is attacking the zombie back with his battle axe, hitting it with a 1 and 3 black shields. Now, it was previously damaged, so it is possible that this is some destruction, but not likely. Okay, well, fair enough. The zombie is destroyed. There we go. With his second action, he can either search that room for secret doors or move in there. Either way is all right. He is going to search the room for secret doors. And there are none. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Gosh. It's fine. It was so secret that I didn't even... And you are absolutely right, you there. I just noticed the same thing, and I am going to do that as soon as we finish Robert's turn. I had noticed that moments before. That's actually why I just said there were no secret doors, because I was thinking about this archer attacking. There is a secret door right there leading down into this room, and in this room is one singular lone treasure chest. So yes, you are absolutely correct, you there. I forgot to let that archer mercenary attack. So thank you for keeping me on track for that. The archer mercenary is also going to fire at Robert, but misses. Okay, that's what I get for forgetting, I guess. Missing entirely with 4 dice. Unfortunately, that archer was busy trying to reload or something and thought she got skipped, and then was suddenly surprised when she was called on to attack and missed entirely. Okay, she will still get to attack on the next monster's turn too. That was a mistake fix rather than her attacking on this turn cycle. All right, that is it for Robert Tyland's turn. We need to head up to the other side of the map for Treyas. Now, Treyas was quite the menace just now to that archer mercenary, but do we trust him to do it again? Does he have any spells that might help out here? Hey, he's got a ball of flame that wouldn't necessarily be terrible. Part of me doesn't want to use that on a zombie, but he does have a lot of spells. Let's do that. That's better than a close range attack anyway. Treyas casts Ball of Flame on that zombie, immediately enveloping it in a ball of fire. The zombie attempts to ward off the magical flames and is unsuccessful, burning up and being destroyed. That was the ocean zombie too, wasn't it? Yes, it was. This is going to allow Treyas to go ahead and either search this room for traps or walk in there, or secret doors. So traps, secret doors, or walk in there. He is going secret doors. And there are none in that room. And for real this time, there's none. There's not me just not looking good enough. There's actually none. Okay, back over here, we are now at Ragnar, who also finds himself able to walk into that room. Oh yeah, he got a good roll there. Now the question here is he going to hit that mummy, or is he going to go for the archer? He is going to go for the archer. I could see that being understandably viewed as the bigger threat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Finding himself up close range with this archer. And I do think too, knowing that this quest is kind of a short one, and in the name of trying to use up as many of their abilities as possible in the quests, I do think we're going to go ahead and have him activate his concentrated attack skill. This is going to allow him to roll 2 extra dice for the next 3 times he attacks. This is long range or close range, doesn't matter which one. He doesn't get to choose whether or not they happen. This is for the next 3 consecutive attacks. So this is going to be the first of those concentrated attacks. Swinging his battle axe, he hits the archer mercenary with a 4. I've already forgotten their stats. 4 attack, 3 defense, 3 body points. So the archer's definitely got to get some black shields here. But unfortunately, she does not, and she is dead. She, right? Yes. All right, and finally that is going to find us with Paya, who actually has a fantastic opportunity right here, which was not even on purpose. She has a fantastic opportunity to use her Eye of the Storm skill right here. Yeah, I think we are going to. Okay, she has 2 abilities that are associated with the element of air. As per usual, using one of these uses up both. For Eye of the Storm, as an action, make 1 unarmed attack against all adjacent and diagonal monsters. Which means she is going to hit every single one of the monsters around her right now. Let's start with the Archer Mercenary so we can just head around clockwise. She throws a punch at the Archer Mercenary, hitting her with a 1. I think that's another her. Archer Mercenary blocked it. Next, the zombie. She throws a punch at the zombie, hitting it with a 1. And it does not block, damaged but not destroyed. And finally, she also throws a punch at the ocean skeleton standing behind her, hitting it with a 1. And it also doesn't block, damaged but not destroyed. Jeez, man. 4 attack dice on every single one of those, and she couldn't get higher than a 1. That's annoying. There was a serious possibility of her clearing that room in 1 attack right there. 126 says, Mercenary should have gotten a knife in. There you go. Yeah. The mini is holding a knife. I assume you can probably just about see that. Oh, geez. Okay, well, that is just about all she can do. I think with her other action, we'll go ahead and let her search this room for traps. And there is one. The treasure chest is trapped. 126 says, speaking of dead, I need to look up that old Haiti cartoon. I've had that old cuss asking who's dead in my head for a day. Yeah. Oh man, that tickles a weird thing in the back of my brain that I can't quite place, but I know I've seen or heard that before. That is great. All right, that's going to take us to the monster's turn, and we need to figure out what to do about this green room right here because Atreus is right there. At least one of those monsters ought to go for him instead of her, just so that we're getting some equal attack power there. I think maybe what we'll do is we'll have the archer shoot at him and let these two monsters attack who they're already standing next to. So first off, the zombie swings its sword, hitting Paya with a 1. Which she blocks just barely. The ocean skeleton behind her swings its scythe and misses her. And finally, the archer mercenary fires an arrow at Atreus, hitting him with a 2, which he blocks, rather surprisingly. Down here, we've got the mummy right here, which is going to attack either Robert or Ragnar. Looks like it's going for Ragnar. 1, 2. The mummy swings a fist at the knight, hitting him with a 1, which he does not block, dropping him to 7 body points. And that is going to take us back to Robert. 126 says he's stuck under a fallen tree and gets smacked in the face by a branch after saying that. Okay. Yep, that's right in the back of the brain there. Rucoro's on a 35 stream streak. Oh man, that is so awesome. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you're doing good. Hope the work night's not going too bad. Are you on break now? Or is it an easy night? One of those great old easy nights. Let's see. Yeah, we need to roll for Robert just in case he gets snake eyes. 1, 2, 3. Okay, Robert's swinging his battle axe at the mummy, hitting it with a 2. It blocks 1 and takes 1, so damaged but not dead. And with that, it is now Atreus, so we need to switch back up to the other camera so that he can get in there and make an attempt at helping her. Actually, he doesn't even need to get in there to do that. He can just shoot at the skeleton from right where he's at. Let's do that. Sending a blast of energy at the ocean skeleton with his wand. He hits it with a 2. It blocks 1, but takes the other, and thanks to the damage from Paya on the last turn, it is destroyed. Yeah, that was the ocean skeleton. Yep. With his second action, there's really nothing to do other than move in there. Or do we send him on, being that theoretically she should be able... Now that the chest is trapped too. There's still a lot of stuff going on in that room. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's just put him up. Yeah, we'll move him 5. I was going to say there's not really any use for him to be in the corner, but we're moving him towards the chest at least. Rukora says, break now. We'll have production to do at 3, so only half the shift we will be doing something. Ah, gotcha. Gotcha. One of those nights. Moving back down here, it is time for Ragnar, and he's got another concentrated attack coming at this mummy. Swinging his battle axe with a concentrated attack, Ragnar hits the mummy with a 3. And it blocks 2 of those hits, taking only 1 damage, surviving by just the absolute end of the stick right there. And tell you what, let's go ahead and pull out another one of Ragnar's fancy tricks. Ragnar has been building some weird skills, and it just so happens that he has built exactly enough magic skill and magic memorization to have 1 single spell per quest. It's a random spell, and the random spell he happened to pull tonight was Ball of Flame. So let's go ahead and pull that out. Ragnar casts Ball of Flame on the mummy, enveloping it in a ball of fire. It attempts to escape the magical flames and is partially successful, but is still takes 1 point of damage, which is all that it had left. The mummy is destroyed. Ooh, 1 in 26 has found it. 1982 animated film, Heidi's Song. Okay. Oh, that's... man. I don't know why, but I saw that for some reason. Because I can picture in the back of my head the scene that you're describing. It's not a clear picture up there, so I maybe was pretty young when I saw it. Okay, that's going to take us back up to Paya, I do believe. Does Paya have anything else that's going to help her out here? She can't use fire, the element of fire, unless she's used up water, and there's not really anything the water is going to do to help her right now. Let's at least try and get rid of the zombie, or we're going to card this, because either one of these might be effective. Should she go for the archer, which is the bigger threat, or should she go for the zombie, being that it's more likely to be killed, so that she shouldn't get hit by both monsters? She is indeed going to go for the archer, so she's going to try and get rid of the bigger threat here. Swinging her fist, she hits the archer with a 2. The archer does not defend either of those hits, but that is not quite death yet. Would have been if not for our difficulty chart. That archer is down to 1 body point left. Yes. Okay, and that's going to take us to the monster's turn, and we are looking at the, only 2 monsters that are on the board right now. I think this zombie is going to chase her, and then again, we are going to have that archer shoot at Treyas, because it would be less dice to attack Paya. The zombie swings its sword at the monk, hitting her with a 1, which she blocks. The archer mercenary turns away from the combat the 2 of them are in to shoot an arrow at Treyas, seeing him approach the chest. Hitting him with a 2. And Treyas does not block either, clearly not seeing the attack coming, dropping him down to 9 body points. Ooh, 1 in 26 says the dream sequence in it could give you nightmares. Oof. That I don't remember. All right, back up to the top of the heroes team. We are at Robert Tylan, and there is some searching we could do in this room, and of course, plenty of searching we could do down here in the secret room with the chest. Robert, are we searching for treasure in the blue room or leaving down into the treasure chest room? He is indeed searching for treasure in the blue and black room. Let's see what he finds. On a hunch, he pulls a torch hanging in a bracket on the wall. The movement activates a secret compartment further down on the same wall. Inside, the hidden compartment is 25 gold coins. Very nice. It's going to put us up to 1,935 coins total. And with that, I suppose we ought to take him down into the chest room. It's really debatable whether or not he would leave and let Ragnar deal with the chest room or go down in there with him. It kind of depends on whether or not the chest is trapped, really. I mean, theoretically, Ragnar should be able to handle whatever's in there. Yeah, you know what? I think the more I'm talking, the more I'm talking myself out of it. Let's let Robert leave. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So Robert is headed down the hallway off towards whatever may be down this direction. We'll place the camera back here for when it's Ragnar's turn. All right, up here it is time for Treyas, and we need to get rid of that archer. That archer is causing problems and just hit Treyas pretty hard. So he is going to send a blast of energy from his redwood wand at the archer, hitting her with a 1, which she does not block, which is indeed the last bit of damage needed to kill. Actually, I don't think this archer is female. This is why I keep referring to the monsters as it. Just so I don't say the wrong thing. Ah, I see. Okay. Looking at my drawers, how I've organized them. And with that, I think we will move Atreus one step closer to that chest. Hopefully Paya will get rid of that zombie so that that chest can be disarmed and searched. Okay, it is now Ragnar's turn, and he is positioned perfectly, hopefully, to search for traps before he walks into that room, but does he think to do that? Yes, he does. He searches for traps in the chest room and finds that there are none. Okay, Ragnar, are you searching for secret doors or heading towards the chest? He is heading towards the chest. Okay, doesn't have the action to open it this turn. That'll be on the next one. Oh, 1 in 26 says, wow, you can't watch it free at all. Lots of clips all over. Back to lurking. Ah. I'm going to have to look at some clips of that just to kind of freshen that image in my brain. Okay, Paya finally turns her attention to the zombie that's been hitting her over and over. It is damaged for 1. She throws a punch at the zombie, hitting it with a 2. And it does not block either hit. It is destroyed. Okay, so similar to what's going on with Robert and Ragnar, there's really no reason for her to stay in the room. It's going to suck a little bit if Atreus tries to disarm that chest and fails, but we might as well have her continue on. Oh, and quite a movement, too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Looking down this hallway, she finds a wall and a door. There we go. Is she stopping here to search for traps? No, she is not. She wouldn't have had the action to do it either way, but let's see, what did she move? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and unfortunately right here, she steps on a swinging blade trap. Okay, now real quick, I think she's got something that might... Okay, no, it's the element of air that has a trap thing. Her twisting torrent can make her, or can allow her to ignore damage. Okay, a giant blade swings down from the ceiling. Paya manages to mostly duck the blade, but she does get hit by it as it knocks her back, knocking her down to 11 body points. Oh, that's right. Atreus healed her earlier, didn't he? All right, do we have monsters on the board? No, surprisingly, we actually don't. So it is back to the heroes, and Robert Tylan is headed up towards where Paya is, and he's going to have to try and jump that spear trap if he even rolls enough to get that far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not quite. And nothing else he can do. All the searching has already been done in this area, so that is it for him. Back up here, it is time for Atreus to make an attempt at disarming the trap on this chest. As per usual, he needs a shield of either color to successfully disarm this trap. And he is successful. This allows him to use his other action to go ahead and search this chest for treasure. What does he find? Ah, nothing. The chest is empty. Ah, so sad. We haven't had that for a while. Justin talks pretty commonly about how that seems to be most of the chests in all of HeroQuest, and I've made a fair attempt at not making that true. I feel like there should be a decent treasure most of the time you find a chest, but I do also enjoy a good troll moment every once in a while, leaving a chest empty. All right, that was both of his actions, disarming a trap and then searching for treasure. So we are now down to Ragnar, who is also looking at a treasure chest, and we are starting his turn by searching this chest for treasure. Ragnar, what is in this chest? Oh yes, so the bandits that we are pursuing never found the secret door leading into this room, making it one of the only chests that has not already been looted. What Ragnar has found is 220 gold and also a potion of dexterity. Now this is a weird potion. We have not seen one of these before. We can buy them in the apothecary, but we never have. So this is an apothecary card here. And if he uses this, this will allow him to either add 5 to his next movement roll or guarantee a successful trap jump. So we'll go ahead and put that in his inventory. Potion of Dexterity. We'll let him keep that for now. And then the 220 coins that he just found is, let's see, 21.5. So 2,155. There we go. I'm going to have to start writing gold on a different section of this paper again. I think we're starting to wear out the section we've been writing it on. Okay, and with Ragnar's other action, he can search this room for secret doors, and he will find that there are none other than the one that he walked through to get in here. Okay, Paya, we got to get rid of this swinging blade trap. Now, these can only trigger 3 times. She's only triggered it once, though. So she, again, steps on the trap in an attempt to disarm it, and is unsuccessful. The swinging blade swings down from the ceiling again, and grazes her again, knocking her backwards and dropping her to 10 body points. There is only one more time that trap can successfully trigger. Still no monsters on the board. We are back to Robert Tylan. He's already on the camera. Let's go ahead and see if we can get him past this spear trap. 1. Robert attempts to jump over the spear trap as it fires and is successful. 2, 3. Let's see if he can get rid of this thing. 4, 5, and he spends his second action attempting to disarm this swinging blade trap and is successful. So apparently it was just that Paya was bad at it. There we go. Okay, it is Treyas's turn, and he is pretty much on camera up here. Everything that needs to be done in that room is done, so let's head him down. The hallway that Paya and Robert are in is the only way forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nothing more he can do. Unfortunately, Ragnar has now found himself quite far away from the rest of the party, so we better get him rolling. That's not too bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Gets him right up there and on his way to everyone else. And finally, for the turn order, we have Paya rolling up to the door, and let's see what she is doing here. Okay. 1, 2. She opens the door into this room, revealing a door here. Another door here. And a swordsman mercenary. There are other swordsman sculpts. We just keep landing on this gray guy. Swordsman mercenary. Okay, is Paya stopping to search for traps? Yes, she is. There are no traps in that room. Monster's turn. Swordsman Mercenary approaches Paya. Let me review his stats real quick. I'm pretty sure he's got 5 attack and 5 defense. Yes, 5 attack, 5 defense, 3 body points. So, honestly, that's near to being Doomguard stats. It's less body points, but the attack and the defense are the same, only because of our level 4 difficulty. So a Doomguard would actually be harder than that if we ran into one at this difficulty. Swordsman swings its sword, hitting Paya with a 4. She only blocks 1. However, she uses her Twisting Torrent, Element of Water, to immediately cancel out that damage, not taking that hit at all. Back to the front of the hero's turn. It is Robert's turn, and unfortunately there is not a darn thing that he can do unless he were to throw his other magic throwing dagger. Because he can't use long-range attacks, there's nothing he can do right now. That really sucks, but unfortunately, there's nothing we can do about it. Okay, guess we leave that. We're going to go up to Treyas, who is going to also head down this direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and he can't get over them over to here, because if he was here, then he'd be able to shoot. He cannot shoot from there, meaning yet again, there's nothing that can be done. Now, he could cast a healing spell on Robert, but Robert doesn't really need it. It would be more for the sake of casting a spell than for actually doing something that we need. That's going to take us over here to our straggler, Sir Raggler. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So he's getting really close to the rest of the group. He's just not quite there yet. And we should be able to get him on the other camera now, I believe. Yeah. Okay, Paya is now finding herself in front of the swordsman mercenary, and what I'd like to do, I think, is hit and run, just so that Robert can get up there, so that Robert's not useless. So she throws a fist at the swordsman mercenary, missing him entirely. Weird. Paya smitten with the mercenary. And then she's going to move back out of the way so that the other heroes can actually do some stuff. Really, it's for Robert to get in the doorway, but it's the monster's turn, and that guy's going to walk out into the hallway, right? If he doesn't, he can't attack at all, so I don't see why he wouldn't. The question is he going to hit Paya or Robert? He's going for Robert. The swordsman mercenary swings his sword at the berserker, hitting Robert with a 3. Robert blocks 2 and takes 1, dropping him to 9 body points. That is the only monster we have on the board. It is back to Robert's turn, and I do believe that he is going to use his Enrage skill. So this is a berserker-specific skill. As an action, you may lose up to 2 body points to immediately make an attack, even if you have already attacked this turn. I always forget about that. This really should be saved to double attack. Let's do a regular attack first, and if it doesn't kill this guy, we'll do an Enrage attack too to try and finish him off. Robert swings his battle axe, hitting the swordsman mercenary with a 2. And the mercenary blocks them both. Well, that answered that question, didn't it? Robert then uses his Enrage skill, losing 2 body points, dropping him to 7, and making a second, much stronger attack. Swinging his battle axe, now enraged, he hits the swordsman mercenary with a 4. The mercenary blocks 2 of those hits, taking 2 of the other ones. Still not dead, but definitely damaged. All right, I think I'm going to grab a drink here real quick. Throat keeps drying out. Okay, that is going to take us to Treyas, and now that this guy is out in the hallway, Treyas can also contribute. We might be in need of a genie spell. Now, this guy's only got 1 body point left, but he has got some crazy defense. Yeah, only 1 body point left. Okay, Treyas sends a blast of energy from his wand, hitting the mercenary with a 2. And the mercenary does not block the attack. Okay, so no genie spell needed. Those swordsman mercenaries can definitely be a little bit of a menace. They've got stats kind of comparable to Dread and Chaos Warriors. All right, I think we'll move Treyas and just see what happens here. 1, 2, is he gonna stop? Oh, that room's already been searched. Which door would he be opening? That one. 3. However, we are going to stop there because he has triggered a trap that I was not allowed to say anything about, which is that an alarm goes off and a trap that the monsters lay for the heroes was this ambush here. So I don't know why I struggled to say that so bad. So both of those doors immediately open, revealing the contents of both of, actually what turns out to be pretty much the last rooms in this quest. So first off, we have the stairway exit to the quest. Also in that room is an ocean goblin. Because we are actually fairly close to the Sea of Claws right here where we are. There is also 2 ice orcs. Because in addition to being close to the Sea of Claws, we are also fairly close to the northern snowy lands where Thraken the Barbarian is from and where we will be spending the Frozen Horror book. So both of these orcs are ice orcs. And a Dread Warrior in this room as well. Let me go ahead and review those ice orc stats because we don't see them very often. Ice orcs, they are very fast, very, very fast, and they also have extra defense, but it looks like they have less body points. So this guy, he could move 12 spaces if he's trying to move, 4 attack, 3 defense, 2 body points. So definitely a tough guy to encounter. Both of these orcs right here are ice orcs. In the red room that is also open right now, we have 3 mountain goblins. One in the doorway, one here, one here, another Dread Warrior right here, and another Swordsman Mercenary. Oh good, finally a different sculpt of the Swordsman Mercenary. Ooh, this one is female and definitely swinging that sword there. There we go. And this is a trap that the monsters have stayed waiting for these heroes. Now, they do not immediately attack. Right? Am I saying that right? Yes. So we are going to wait until the monster's turn for these guys to attack, and Treyas was in the middle of a move. So, strategically speaking, what do we want Treyas to do here? If he had a shot on one of the more difficult monsters, I would put him in harm's way for the sake of casting Genie, because he's got 3 of them. Somehow he pulled 3 Genie spells out of his random spells. I don't want to waste that on any of the weaker monsters, though. You know what? He's also got a fair amount of healing spells. I think we're going to risk it. I think we're going to finish his move right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you know what? He can't attack, can he? Because he's the one who killed the Swordsman Mercenary who was standing here. Okay. We're going to go ahead and move to Ragnar, who is back here. He's at the back of the party, but he is slowly making his way up. Can he get up there too? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And yes, he can. Now, the thing about Ragnar is that he is required to use the last of his concentrated attack here. So I don't want to hit this goblin. That's wasted on that guy. The only other monster he has line of sight to is this ice orc. So let's see if he can at least use that last concentrated attack to take out that ice orc right there. Loading an arrow into his crossbow, he fires with a concentrated attack, missing the ice orc entirely. Okay, 1 second. We're going to combine some skills here, because that's stupid. Ragnar is going to use his Imperial Training. Use the skill directly after you've just rolled to attack, defend, or move. You may ignore your roll and roll again. One more time. Ragnar fits an arrow into his crossbow and with a concentrated attack, shoots the ice orc with a 2. The ice orc does not block either of those hits and dies. Now again, Ragnar can only do that once per quest, or else that would definitely be very broken. I'm always on the lookout for particularly unfair rolls just for that particular thing right there. Okay, Paya also moving into the room, and let's see what's she doing here? Is she gonna rush into the yellow room to attack one of these monsters, or is she gonna rush over here to this mountain goblin to attack them? So we'll go red card, black card. We're going red card. Okay, is she going for the goblin or the orc? She's going for the goblin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and she didn't step on any traps. I had to check there because I actually wasn't sure. She throws a punch, hitting that goblin with a 3. That is a skilled strike on this goblin. That goblin is super dead. It's going to be harder and harder to get super dead monsters as we increase the difficulty, but goblins are still the ones that we are probably going to land them on if we're going to. All right, what a monster's turn we are about to have, because the heroes are looking pretty vulnerable. So I think what we're going to do here, we can't get anybody to Robert, but everybody else should get hit at least once. Yeah. Okay, I think poor Paya is going to get totally surrounded. Let's take care of Paya first. So first off, Ice Orc. Attacking with 4 thanks to the level 4 difficulty. Ice Orc swings its sword, hitting Paya with a 2, which she blocks. The Dread Warrior attacks Paya with its mace, hitting her with a 4, which she blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4. Mountain Goblin suddenly appears behind her, swinging its dagger and missing her. That's surprising. Not what I expected to happen there. In fact, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. Darn it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Unfortunately, Paya left herself really open right there. Another Mountain Goblin appears and also swings at her with a dagger, hitting her with a 2. She only blocks 1 of those hits, dropping her to 9 body points. Additionally, now the Swordsman Mercenaries are slow. They only have 4 movement dice. But the Swordsman can still get to Trace. 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's go ahead and do that. The Swordsman Mercenary swings its sword at the wizard, hitting him with a 3. He only blocks 1 of those, taking 2 damage, dropping him to 7 body points. And who's going for Ragnar? It's going to be the Dread Warrior. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The Dread Warrior swings its mace at Sir Ragnar, hitting him with a 3. Ragnar only blocks 1 of those, dropping him to 5 body points. Okay. This is kind of the final conflict of this particular quest. Not that it's a bunch of particularly difficult monsters, but it is a lot of monsters on the board at once. Robert, is there anything he can do? Man, he's really the last one that needs to be stuck out in the hallway. 1, 2, 3. But unfortunately, since he can't move through monsters, no, there is nothing that he can do. Dang, that sucks. Well, we'll have to have somebody move out of his way so that he can actually get somewhere next time. Actually, we've got a perfect opportunity here with Trace to maybe cast a spell and then run out of the way so that Robert can jump into the action here. Yes, I think that's what we'll do. Trace is going to cast one of his genie spells on the Swordsman Mercenary. A genie appears in front of him and immediately attacks the mercenary, hitting it with a 3. The mercenary does not block a single bit of that damage, meaning that it is dead. Clearly, that mercenary did not expect the genie to appear out of nowhere and attack it. And Trace is going to use his other action to move back into the hallway. Since he's a little bit more effective at long range, we'll give Robert the opportunity to jump into the action next turn. Okay, it is now time for Ragnar, and I think, yeah, let's wait just a little bit here. He does have 1 more skill that he can use that would give him and Robert extra defense dice as long as he can see monsters, but let's just, we'll hold off on that for a little bit, I think. Ragnar swings his battle axe at the Dread Warrior, hitting it with a 1. The Dread Warrior blocks the attack. Ragnar, man, only 1? What are you doing? kind of wish she had something healing, too. We maybe need to remember that regarding Atreus next turn. Atreus should probably cast a healing spell on Ragnar. Okay, that is going to take us to Paya, who is kind of the one who is in the most trouble out of everybody right now. Now, she does at least have her element of fire left, and I think I know what I would like her to do with it. Can she get somewhere that it would be more effective, though? No, she can't move at all. Okay. Well, the Touch of Endless Inferno would be okay. Burning Spirit would be neat if she could get into a different position, but she can't. Okay, here's what we're going to do in the hopes that she can take out this Dread Warrior. First off, she is going to throw a punch at the Dread Warrior she is facing, hitting it with a 2. It blocks one and takes the other. And after that, she is going to use her element of fire. She is going to use the Touch of Endless Inferno. As an action, inflict 1 body point of damage on any one adjacent enemy. The target then takes 2 additional body points of damage at the end of its next turn, which means the Dread Warrior is going to die at the end of the next turn. So 1 additional body point drops it to 2 body points left. It gets to attack her on the monster's turn, and then it takes 2 more body points and it's going to die. She is, unfortunately, still going to get hit from all 4 angles after this. So that sucks a little bit, but she's got high defense and she's still got a decent amount of body points, so she should be okay. It is the monster's turn, so let's go ahead and take care of her. Let's take care of that Dread Warrior first. It swings its mace at Paya, hitting her with a 3. She blocks 2 and takes that last one, dropping her to 8 body points. After it attacks, it is consumed by the Touch of Endless Inferno and dies. The Ice Orc swings its sword at her, hitting her with a 3. She doesn't block any of the 3 hits, dropping her to 6. Ouch. Mountain Goblin behind her swings its dagger, hitting her with a 1. Which she blocks, and the Mountain Goblin down here to her left also swings the dagger, hitting her with a critical hit of 3. She only blocks 1, taking 2 and dropping her to 3 body points. Ouch, she's also suddenly doing very, very bad. Also, Dread Warrior attacking Ragnar, swinging its mace, and hitting him with a 2. He doesn't defend either of them, dropping him to 3 body points as well. Finally, a Mountain Goblin steps forward and swings a sword at Robert, hitting him with a 1, which he blocks. This is getting a little closer than I thought it was. Atreus has got a lot of people that he kind of needs to get to here. Okay, well, Robert has no choice but to attack that goblin, which is a tiny bit unfortunate. I'd rather him attack the Dread Warrior, but he can't get to it, so let's do with what we can. Robert swings his battle axe at that Mountain Goblin, hitting it with a 2. The Mountain Goblin does not defend, it is dead. And then we'll move Robert over here to the Dread Warrior. Okay, Atreus is definitely going to do a couple of things here. First off, he is sending a blast of energy at the Dread Warrior with his wand, hitting it with a 2. It blocks 1 and takes the other. That is the first damage it's taken, dropping it to 3 body points left. With Atreus' other action, he is going to cast Heal Body on Ragnar. So that is going to give Ragnar 4 of his body points back. 1, 2, 3, and 4 pops him back up to 7 body points, which is not quite so bad. It is now Ragnar's turn, and he is going to swing his battle axe at the Dread Warrior, hitting it with a critical hit of 4. Very nice, Ragnar. The Dread Warrior blocks 1, but takes 3 body points of damage, which is exactly the amount of health it had left The Dread Warrior is now dead. It's going to be a reset on our Dread Warrior drawers. And yeah, I was going to move Ragnar up, but actually, I think we want to provide Paya a potential escape route, being that she's really low on health and Treyas can't see her. Okay, yeah, let's leave it at that. And it is now Paya's turn, and I would really like her to punch her way through this goblin and get out of that room, considering how low she is on health. Paya punches at the mountain goblin, hitting it with a 2. And it does not defend. She kills it. And proceeds to move 1, 2, 3, and 4 back into the corner. Out of harm's way for now. The monster's turn. We've got 2 monsters and 2 available heroes. Let's go with the mountain goblin first. Who's he attacking? The mountain goblin is going for Ragnar. 1, 2, 3. Swinging its dagger. The mountain goblin hits Ragnar with the critical hit of 3. Ragnar only blocks 1, taking 2 of those hits and dropping him to 5 body points. The ice orc, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, goes clear over to Robert and swings its sword at the berserker, hitting him with 2. Robert blocks 1 and takes the other damage, dropping him to 6 body points left. Very nice. Okay, Robert is going to swing his battle axe at that ice orc, hitting it with a 3. And it doesn't defend any of those hits, meaning he has destroyed it. Very nice. Anything else that he can do? He might as well approach this red room anyway. There's a lot of searching that's still going to be needing to be done. Treyas, from the back, is casting a blast of energy from his wand at that goblin, hitting it only with a 1, which it blocks. That's a little unfortunate. Treyas can totally see Paya. Do we kill the goblin or do we heal Paya? I think we heal Paya. So Treyas casts Water of Healing on Paya, giving her 4 body points back so that she's not quite so close to nothing. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Puts her back up at 7. It is now Ragnar's turn, swinging his battle axe at the mountain goblin. He hits it with a 3. Oh yeah, that is a skilled strike, isn't it? Yes, it is. Skilled strike on a mountain goblin. That mountain goblin is super dead. And now we just need to get some searches down, and then off we'll go into the wild blue yonder, as it were. Ragnar, what are we doing here? Searching for secret doors, searching for treasure, or leaving the room? He is searching for secret doors in the room they are standing in, and there are none. Paya, similar question. Searching for treasure in this room or leaving? She is indeed searching for treasure there where they are. Let's see what she finds. She finds herself drawn to a strange idol. She realizes that she is reaching for it, even though sudden pain grows as she gets closer. Roll a movement dice for each of your mind points. If you roll a 6, you manage to stop yourself from touching it. If you do not roll a 6, you lose 2 body points. Now she's got 6 mind points, so she's got a pretty good chance of being able to resist this, but it is certainly not guaranteed. If anybody was in here last night and saw us roll 9 movement dice for Tiaga and still not get a 6... All right. Does Paya stop herself from touching the Dread Idol? Yes, she does. All right. No monsters on the board, so we are back to Robert. Now, Robert was approaching this red room. Yeah, we didn't ask him if he wanted to stop and search for traps, so we'll go ahead and do that now. So, Robert, what are we doing? Searching for traps, searching for secret doors, or moving into the room? King is no help. Queen is moving into the room. 1. Okay, now there's no point in stepping any further into the room unless there is a secret door. So I'm going to say he needs to stop here again and ask, not traps, is he going to search for secret doors or treasure? He is going to search this room for secret doors and find that there are none, which means there's no point in searching for traps. He's already stepped on the only relevant square to that. We'll get him treasure searching on the next turn. Treus. Might as well head towards that yellow room. 1, 2, is he stopping to search this room for traps? Yes, he is. And there are no traps in that room. Ragnar, also headed to the yellow room, I presume. 1, 2, 3, 4. Secret doors or treasure, Ragnar? He's going for treasure. What does he find? Ah. He's found a wandering monster. Well, what do you do? The wandering monster in this quest is an ice orc. There were already 2 of those guys in this room, so... Bop! The ice orc immediately swings its mace at Ragnar. Hitting him with a 2. And he doesn't block either one of them. Ouch. Dropping him yet again to 3 body points. Gosh, that healing spell was all for nothing. What in the world? Okay, let's see. That takes us down to Paya, and I guess she ought to go in there and help with that orc. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Paya throws a punch at the ice orc, hitting it with a 1. The ice orc does not block the attack, but it is also not killed. Okay, monster's turn. That ice orc is the only one on the board. However, it already attacked this turn cycle, so we are back to Robert. Robert is going to search that red room for treasure. Let's see what he finds. As Robert is searching, a hidden arrow shoots from the wall and strikes him. He loses 1 body point, dropping him to 5. Okay, that is it for that room. So he might as well also head up into the yellow room. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, he can't really do anything because that orc, he's got to be close range to the orc. Okay, Treus. Are we helping with the orc, or are we doing the secret door search, which is the last thing that needs to be done in that room? He is helping with the orc. Okay, he can do that from where he's standing. Firing a blast of energy at the ice orc with his wand, he hits it with a 2. It blocks 1, but because it was damaged already, the other damage it sustained kills it. Okay. With Treus' other action, he might as well do the secret door search in that room, and there is indeed 1 more secret door in this quest leading down into that blue room, the final room in this particular quest, and in that room is a fireplace, a throne, a chest, a swordsman mercenary. Boy, we got a lot of those in this quest. And a gargoyle. One last bang for the quest, if you will. Right there. Okay, and that was Treus' secret door search. He does not have an action to do anything else, so we find ourselves at Ragnar. Now, unfortunately, Ragnar is pretty low health, so I hesitate to send him rushing in there unless we get him in a position that he's not guaranteed to get hit. Where would that position be? Okay, Yeah, I don't think there's anything strategic we can really do about that unless he's going to shoot. If he goes into the doorway and shoots, but even then, Paya would have to cover him, and her long range is garbage. Okay. Well, I suppose that's where we're at. Let's. I think we need to get Ragnar in there and at least try. He's got plenty of dice to get in there, and he is going to go for the gargoyle. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And he is going to swing his battle axe at the gargoyle, hitting it with a 3. That's a pretty good hit. Gargoyle takes all 3. Pretty damaged, but not dead. You there says send him in, yes. Real quick before his turn is over, he is also going to use his last night skill, which is the Rallying Call. The knight and every hero in the same room or corridor may roll 2 extra defense dice until there are no longer any monsters in the knight's line of sight. Unfortunately, he is the only one in this room, so he's the only one going to benefit from that, but at least it gives him a little bit of extra oomph to deal with these monsters. Finally, we're also going to send Paya in there just in an attempt to have not both of those attack him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I do think we're going to also have her attack the gargoyle just to try and get rid of it. It's only got 1 body point left. She throws a punch at the gargoyle. Ooh, only hitting it with a 1. If it doesn't block anything, it's dead. But it does indeed block that 1 hit. Okay, we've got some interesting situations here going on. First off, the swordsman mercenary attacks Paya, swinging its sword and hitting her with a 2, which she blocks. Gosh, I thought that dice over there was going to flip onto something else. She blocks. The gargoyle could attack either her or Ragnar, and it is going to attack Paya. And that was a card draw there. Well, you guys saw it there on camera. Red would have been Ragnar because he is first in the turn order, and Paya was the black card. The gargoyle, yeah, it doesn't have a weapon, slashes its claws at Paya, hitting her with a 3, which miraculously she blocks. Ah, we had a spam, it looks like. It has been a long while since we've had a spam message. The Saribot caught that spam message. I can't even remember the last time we got a spam message in here. That's kind of wild. Okay, back to the front of the team. We are now at Robert Tylan, who can go in there and help as long as he gets a decent roll. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Robert swings his battle axe at the swordsman mercenary, hitting that mercenary with a 3. And the mercenary doesn't block any. Do they only have 3 body points? Yes, that is true. Wow, so Robert walked in there and just decimated that guy first try. Atreus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'll tell you what, this is a little bit of a gamble because he could heal Ragnar, but that gargoyle's only got 1 body point left. We're surely going to take it out. That would be silly. I mean, I'm saying all this, I'm going to jinx it. Atreus is going to cast Genie on that gargoyle. A genie appears in front of him and immediately attacks the monster. The genie hits the gargoyle with a 2. And the gargoyle does not block either of those hits, with the genie destroying it. Did I forget to have any of them search for traps before they walked into this room? I sure did. Well, they all got super lucky. Okay, that takes us to Ragnar again. The rallying call didn't actually end up doing anything, but it was nice insurance, I suppose. Ragnar, what are we searching? We have traps, secret doors, and if he wants to search for treasure, he's going to have to move over to that chest. So what's he searching? He is going for secret doors in this room, and there are none. With his second action, let me shuffle my deck. This is really frustrating. We're only going to draw like 2 more cards. But we're going to do it anyway. Second action, Ragnar. Are we searching for traps or heading over to the treasure chest? He is indeed searching this room for traps, and he will discover that the chest is indeed trapped. Okay, Paya. All right. Insomnia Knight, raiding with a party of 13. Very much appreciated. Thank you for the raid. Hope you're doing good. Hello, all the raiders. Hope you're all doing very good. You've caught me just about at the end of the stream, but we're not quite to the end yet. We are about to search a treasure chest, or we're going to attempt to disarm it anyway. All right. Thank you very much for the follow. Big appreciated. Absolutely. Oh, man, sorry my eyes are so bad. I definitely want to check out that moving emote. That is awesome. Yes. Oh, that's super cool. Thank you all for the follows. That is super, super appreciated. We are playing a board game here called Hero Quest, which is Dungeons & Dragons adjacent. There are some people in the chat that can also fill in some information. Oh man, you guys are all awesome. Thank you so much for the follows. Well, let's get our monk. We've got our monk here, Paya, who is headed over to this treasure chest right here, which is trapped, and she is going to try and disarm this trap. If any of you have any questions, by the way, about gameplay mechanics or anything like that, please don't be afraid to ask questions in the chat. I can explain stuff. There are plenty of other people in the chat who can also explain stuff. Happy to do so. Let's see. Tiaga is going to try and disarm... Sorry, not Tiaga. Oh, gosh, Tiaga. Tiaga is a hero we had for several quests in a row recently. This is not Tiaga. It's Paya. Paya is going to attempt to disarm this trap. If she gets a white or black shield on this one dice, she will have done it successfully. She has indeed successfully disarmed that trap. Okay, that's good. That's a white shield that we just rolled right there. That's good. I'm not sure what this trap would have been. Let's see. Ooh, poisonous gas. It's a good thing she got rid of that. Yes. Okay, that is going to leave Robert Tylen, our Berserker here, the one to actually open the chest and discover that, unfortunately, it's empty. Dang. Troll chest. But what do you do? For sure. That's how it goes, I suppose. And that is actually it for this particular quest. So after this, the hero... Oh, there you go. You there's got one more dread spell for us. That's good. I was about to say, you got that in exactly at the right time, you there, because I was about to say that was it. I'm assuming we're casting the dread spell on Ragnar, right? I think that... if I'm remembering right, we've changed the dread spell to be cast on a random person, I think, actually, so we'll do that. But I would assume you would want it to be on Ragnar. We're going to use the suits of the deck here to determine which hero is getting cast. You just got raided. Quest can't end. Yeah, there you go. Oh, well, there you go. You know what? Clubs is Ragnar. So you've got a dread spell here on Ragnar. Let's see what dread spell we're getting. We're going to go 22 cards down into the deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Good thing I can count, eh? And this is a Mind Lock spell. The spellcaster rolls 1 combat dice for each of their mind points. The targeted heroes does the same for each skull rolled by the spellcaster. You know what? Being that this is a redeem rather than an actual monster casting the spell, I don't think that spell is going to work. Let's try a different one. Yeah, we're going to go down. Math on camera. That is going to be... Come on, brain. Get it together. 17. Gosh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17. Rust. We can do Rust. A spell comes from the void. It is a Rust spell cast on Sir Ragnar the Knight. This spell causes a piece of the targeted hero's equipment to become so thin, brittle, and useless that it must immediately be discarded. Roll 1 movement dice. And we've got 6 options there. Now, this is a spell that cannot be useless. It's got to destroy something. Ragnar's only got close range, long range, helmet, and chest armor. So if we get a 3 or a 5, we're going to re-roll. A 6, that means we have destroyed his chainmail. Definitely effective and an expensive thing to have to replace. I'm not going to erase it because we are going to replace it, but that's going to cost us 500 gold. So that definitely had a pretty big effect there. Okay, let's talk about what is going on in here as far as the quest cleanup, what the heroes get as they finish the quest. And because we've just got, just because we got raided, we'll talk a little bit about Hero Quest, what it is, and what we do here on the channel, just so that all of you watching can get a good idea of what you can tune into. By the way, while I'm putting some cards away, we are live literally every single day at midnight Eastern time. So if any of you want to come hang out with us, you should find us here all the time. If you hit that schedule tab on Twitch, it will tell you what that is in your time zone. It's Eastern time for me. Oh yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you for the follow, and also thank you for the chat comment. Insomnia Knight says, sorry, was chatting with my players. No worries at all. No worries at all. Thank you for tuning in. Don't be afraid to throw any questions in there. Unfortunately, you did catch me pretty much at the end of what we were doing, but we'll go ahead and we'll hang out a little bit. We'll talk about what's going on, and I'll be happy to explain anything about what's going on. We do a couple of different things here on the Midnight Quest channel. Most of the time, you will find us here playing the Hero Quest board game, a heavily modified and homebrewed version of the Hero Quest board game at that. I've taken it a little closer to D&D than it is at its normal roots. But it is, for all intents and purposes, a D&D adjacent board game with medieval sci-fi roots, essentially. 4 heroes are chosen randomly to go into a quest. They got to complete a quest objective, kill a bunch of monsters, not get killed themselves, and get out of there. And we have just, quite literally, just finished tonight's quest. We are playing a campaign made up of 14 books. Each book has like an average of 10 or 11 quests, and we just started book 5. Nice, Insomnia Knight says neat. Yes, I agree. So on Monday, Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday nights, we are doing this. If you come in on a Sunday night or a Wednesday night, you will instead find my wife Savannah here painting these miniatures. So actually, let me switch back to the board camera. Not that board camera, this one. Anything you see on the board that is painted, including the board itself, was painted by my wife. So she is here painting the miniatures, the heroes, the monsters. We haven't gotten to much of the furniture yet, so the furniture is still largely unpainted. But on Sundays and Wednesdays, she is here painting that stuff. So if you want to come in on there, you can hang out with her. And then also on Thursday nights, we do like kind of a lore and world building creative stream, essentially. So we are basing the lore of what we're doing kind of on the official Hero Quest lore, but it's not entirely. We are kind of building our own world, our own lore. We are eventually going to be using the officially released Hero Quest stuff as a springboard off into 100% original content. So very much looking forward to that. Okay, real quick, let's get these papers put away and then we'll talk some more shop. So, surviving heroes get 50 coins apiece for completing a quest. That means we should usually end up with 200 coins going into the community wallet. However, since you there, since you there hit us with a dread spell right at the very end, which destroyed Ragnar's chainmail, we are going to need to replace that. That is 500 coins to replace. So instead of adding 200 coins, we actually need to subtract 300 coins. That's a funny thing to do at the end. So that's going to put us down to 1,855 gold coins in our inventory. There we go. You there says, I keep complaining about that, so there might be some painted furniture soon. Yes, 100%. I do believe that Savannah is probably going to be working on some more alchemy benches in the stream tomorrow night. Alchemy benches being, I just switched out of this view, but this right here is an alchemy bench. She painted one on Sunday night. She's got 2 more prepped, so I'm not sure if she's planning on painting another one of those tomorrow night, or if she's got something else she's going to look into. The quest cost them a lot of gold. It did. They didn't find very much gold in treasure searches, and then replacing Ragnar's chainmail at the end was pretty funny. Okay, surviving heroes also get 2 skill set points, which they must spend immediately. There are 6 skill set categories, 10 levels in each category. The different hero classes are benefiting from those levels differently, and also there's not a reward for every single level. We're going to randomly assign where those skill set points go to, just to create interest. The entire skill set system, by the way, is something that I homebrewed. That is not something that is in normal Hero Quest. So our first hero tonight, Robert Tylan the Berserker, did pretty good. He also got beat up pretty bad, and we're erasing quite a bit of damage off of his chart here. There we go. This was his 17th total quest, so he's getting pretty up there in experience. His first skill set point tonight is going to be for Magic Skill level 2. Okay, so Magic Skill is something that heroes need to build in order to get to Magic in the first place, and then the classes like Wizards and Warlocks and stuff just get more powerful Magic. Needless to say, the Berserker class does not get anything for level 2. He's got to get a little higher than that before he even has access to Magic. His second point then is going to go towards Constitution level 10. Okay, Constitution increases your body points, and that means he has maxed Constitution. So that's going to put him up to 15 body points. That is the max number of body points for the entire rest of the campaign. He can't get any more than that. So that's definitely not a bad thing for him, being that he is one to jump right into the middle of combat, whether it's the smart thing to do or not. Having some extra body points is helpful for sure. Next up we have Treyas the Wizard. Treyas used to be one of the newer heroes, but he is definitely right up there among the more experienced ones now. His first quest maybe was our episode 2 or something, so he's been around. Interestingly, I almost forgot to mention this. This is actually really cool. I'm glad it suddenly occurred to me just now. We've had a ton of episodes if you count every time that we've been live. However, this was the 50th quest that we've played. So we always upload the quests onto our YouTube channel as well, and the YouTube channel is just numbering them according to quests. This is going to be episode 50, so this is super neat. Yes, somebody knows what it is. Hero Quest, yeah, absolutely. Oh, that's awesome. You are 100% correct. And I assume that's Grimm's Games, and please don't be afraid to correct me if that is wrong. I am famously bad at pronunciations of people's usernames. Used to play this as a kid. That is amazing. Oh, that is absolutely amazing. Yes, we use a mix here of the older Milton Bradley stuff as well as the newer Avalon Hill stuff. So most of what you're going to see is the Avalon Hill stuff. But I have also been playing this since I was 11 or 12. Long before the Avalon Hill Kickstarter brought all of this back. So I've got a whole bunch of the classic stuff too. Oh, Insomnia Knight says Grimm is awesome, by the way. Absolutely. Oh, I love that emote. That's awesome. Uno reverse. I'm gonna hit all you guys with a follow back, by the way. I try to remember to do that anytime somebody follows us. Follow back. This is Treyas's 17th quest. By the way, Grimm, this is a pretty homebrewed version of Hero Quest, which I'm sure you'll notice pretty quickly. It is Hero Quest at its base, but it is homebrewed quite heavily as well. Treyas's first point tonight is going to be Magic Memorization level 9. This increases the number of spells that heroes can take into the quest. Let's see, Memorization 9 for a wizard is going to put him up to 11 spells in each quest. Awesome. He is getting to be our heavy hitter as far as the number of spells he's got. Grimm says, oh man, I probably didn't even know the rules as a kid. Yeah, neither did I. Neither did I. I made up a whole slew of very unfair rules that I have since pulled the reins back on. Treyas' second point tonight is, okay, Magic Memorization 10. He's just going ahead and maxing out his Magic Memorization. Let's see what he gets for that. Is that a 12th spell? I think it is. Yes, so actually he is going to now be carrying 12 spells into every quest. Very nice. That is going to make him MVP in a lot of ways. All right, Sir Ragnar. Oh, yes. Grim says, I thought about repurchasing this game not too long ago. Definitely not a bad purchase, my friend. This game is so awesome, not only in its basest form, but in the ways that it allows you to homebrew. That has always been one of my favorite things about this game, is that it provides a very nice base set of rules from which you can build to whatever degree you want. You can leave it super simple, or you can make it more and more complicated until it's something that's closer to D&D. And I've kind of gone in the middle of that, you know. Definitely love it. And a lot of the stuff's not super expensive anymore. Yes, you there says Luke likes the heroes to survive. Yes, I do. I like for the heroes to be challenged but not die. I want to see them overcome the challenge. Let's see. Ragnar. Good old Ragnar. This was his 16th total quest by the looks of it. Actually, classic Hero Quests will probably recognize that name. Anybody who's played Hero Quest for a long time might remember that in the very first quest book, the thing that you got with the base game back in the day, you go and rescue Sir Ragnar. In my version of this, he joins the heroes' ranks after that. Even though I think in the official Avalon Hill canon, he's become a traitor. I decided not to do that. You there said close to death is ideal. Yes, you there really hates Sir Ragnar. Let's see what he's getting. His first point tonight is headed to Education level 9. Education increases your mind points, which helps you ward off spells that might take you over or cause you to take your stats down. That's going to give Ragnar a 6th mind point. Definitely very respectable. And his other point, okay, we're maxing stuff out tonight. He is going for Education level 10, maxing out the number of mind points that he has at 7. It's going to make Ragnar very hard to control from the enemy spells. All right, and finally, as far as our hero skill set points, Paya the Monk was our 4th hero that went on the quest tonight. She also did pretty good. She got really close to death, too. She had to take a healing spell, at least one healing spell from Treyas to survive. She got really close. This was her 17th total quest. She has also been around for a long time. I think her first appearance was in episode 1, although she was a replacement for a hero that died. And she didn't quite get to the party before they finished the goal. So she's been around for a while, for sure. Her first point is going to be Machinery level 7. Machinery has a lot to do with Trap Disarm. Let's see if the monk gets anything for level 7. Looks like the answer is no. She'll get something at level 8, but not for level 7. So her second point is going to Constitution level 8. Again, Constitution increases your body points. There is not a reward for level 8, but there is a reward for both 9 and 10. So she doesn't get anything specific tonight, but she's working her way towards some good stuff for sure. All right, well, let's go ahead and wrap it up and head to bed. I am looking forward to the painting stream tomorrow, the creative stream on Thursday, and of course, since tonight was the first quest of the 5th book, I'm already looking forward to the quest on Friday night and getting back into this. So thank you guys all so much for watching. I appreciate every second of time that you guys spend hanging out here. I hope you enjoy what you watch, what you hear as well, because the music that you're hearing in the background is also stuff that I'm heavily involved in, both writing, performing, and producing as well. So hopefully you also enjoy what you hear in addition to what you see. Speaking of that, we're going to end like we always do with the good old Midnight Quest theme song performed by some psychopath that looks exactly like me, which is really weird. I don't think I have a twin, but maybe I do. So we will see you guys tomorrow for the painting stream, and then I will see you again on Thursday for the creative stream. We'll catch you guys then.